What up, everyone? It's your boy Floz MG, and I got insanely bored one day, so I just went over my entire Bakugan collection. Yes, my boredom can reach that level. And you can clearly tell that when I started this recording, I had no clue where it was going. I just went with it. So without further ado, here's whatever this is.
Gun! This is Bakugan!
Let's start with some of these Battle Brawlers Bakugan, like Pyrus Dragonoid. Pyrus Dragonoid, the main protagonist of Bakugan. And what's better than a Pyrus Dragonoid? A bigger Pyrus Dragonoid! I guess all Battle Brawlers Bakugan started out at a smaller size and eventually became bigger. I don't necessarily know why that was, though. We also have if it would open. There we go. Ventus Skyrus, who is by far my favorite Bakugan that Shun has ever owned. Subterra Gorum, owned by Julie. He may look small, but he's quite a big package. And not only do we have Gorum, but we have his evolution! From Gorum to Subterra Hammer Gorum. As well as a very damaged Subterra Dual Hydronoid. And yes, it's Subterra, surprisingly, not Chaos. As you can see, he should be dead. He is missing one of his heads. Much unlike this bigger Pyrus version of Dual Hydronoid. At least this guy has both heads intact. We also have a Darkus Apollonier. It took me way too long to figure out that this was actually Apollonier. I had to watch the show so many times to actually figure it out. And if you thought Pyrus Dragonoid was great, you haven't seen... Yeah, it'll open. Aquos Dragonoid! These stupid magnets on the bottom never want to work. I think that's all the unique Battle Brawlers Bakugan I have. So now we move on to some not so unique ones. Like this Falconeer. Aquos Falconeer. And now another winged one. Ventus Griffin. Just the whole design of him, Griffin probably is also one of my favorite Bakugan as well. And this dude had his arm amputated. But a Ventus Fear Ripper. Yeah, now he can only scratch the left side of people's faces. On to another winged friend. Chaos Ravenoid. He's much like Falconeer in design, but he's based more so on a raven. This is also one of my favorites for obvious reasons, but... Oh, if he'll stay still. Centipoid! Mostly from the way he curls in and out of the ball. We've got another long guy... And Rattleoid, that took a minute. Rattleoid is based on a rattlesnake. You can see his little freaking rattler he has on his tail. We only ever saw this guy in one attribute, but... Limulus. Limulus is normally ever only an Aquos Bakugan, because, I mean, well, he's kind of crustacean-like. It wouldn't make sense for him to be Pyrus now, would it? And now, the final Battle Brawler Bakugan I possess. If it'll open... There we go. You didn't want to wake up, Pyrus Warriors? He's cool and all, but I never really understood why this guy was a Bakugan. He's literally just a man.
Gun! This is Bakugan!
Now with those guys out of the way, we're going to move on to my favorite series of Bakugan, Bakugan New Vestroia. And obviously, we have to start out. I hate when they do that. Wake up! There we go. Pyrus Neo Dragonoid, who's had a single wing amputation. That's a little sad. But luckily for us, we also have a Subterra Neo Dragonoid with his other wing amputated. But what's better than a Pyrus Neo Dragonoid with an amputated wing and a Subterra Neo Dragonoid with an amputated wing? A Subterra Neo Dragonoid with very poor balance, with no amputated wings and shinier horns. And probably one of my favorite Bakugan in the series, period. Aquos Elfin. Well, this one's Chaos. I don't know what it is about Elfin that I love, but the design is just amazing. And not only Elfin, we also have our Evolution! Aquos Dual Elfin. Again, it's Chaos. I prefer the design of Aquos Minx Elfin, though. But not only do we have Chaos Elfin, and Chaos Dual Elfin, we have Ventus Dual Elfin as well! And Dual Elfin has little spinners that determine her attribute and her G power. With another good guy, we have Subterra Wilda. I'm pretty sure this is just regular Subterra Wilda. I'm pretty sure Magma Wilda doesn't have those shoulder things. And now onto the first and only bad guy I think I have of New Vestroia. Brontes. Brontes is like designed after like a clown marionette. You know, I think the actual version is supposed to be much taller and chaos, but this is alright. Now we get to some of the mechanical Bakugan that were created by the Vexos. There's that one, and there's freaking come on. This one, I'm gonna be honest, I do not remember the names of either of these. All I know is that they were mechanical Bakugan used to create Maxis Helios. Other than that, I don't know anything about them. New Vestroia also introduced us to Bakugan traps, such as... Why can't these things ever just land? Fortress. This is Aqua's Fortress. And one of the first mechanical Bakugan traps introduced, Pyrus Metal Fencer. Or Spider Fencer. I think it's Metal Fencer. That sounds right. This one honestly looks badass for a mechanical Bakugan too. It looks like that other one for Maxis Helios, but better.
Gun! This is Bakugan!
Next up we have Bakugan Gundalian Invaders, which I actually don't have a lot for. What I do have is a Ventus Helix Dragonoid, because they couldn't afford Pyrus's day rate. And my absolute favorite in that series, Aquos, come on. You can't stand on your own 2 feet. I'm trying to praise you. Aquos Aquamos. Cool as the rule, dude. Cool as the rule, dude. And it was introduced in the previous season of New Vestroia, but these Bakugan are able to equip battle gear, such as, if we can line it up correctly, you have to line it perfectly with the 2 little holes. There we go, like the Rock Hammer. The Rock Hammer is specifically a battle gear that belonged to Subterra Cordum, which included 2 melee weapons that it could shoot out and a blaster at the top. And again, the only other battle gear I have is this one, the Chamberlain, which I believe is what it's called. The Chamberlain is a battle gear exclusive to Subterra Saboteur, which I believe it could like create like freaking energy blast from the 2 like, I don't even know what these would be called, like claws? Point is, it's cool. But on top of that, there were 4 other battle gears that I do own. They are the Axator, the Bean Blitzer, the Nukix, and the Blastwraith. I believe that's what they are all called. And the thing about these is that they all belong to Dragonoid Colossus. Let's just go ahead and open this guy up. Damn. And look at all the dust on this guy. That shows how long it's been since he's even been in commission. If I place them all correctly, it should be the Axator right here. There we go. That looks right. Then the Bean Blitzer here. Oh, do I have to actually put the Bakugan in for it to open? That's stupid. You'll probably barely even see it, but... Really? I put the Bakugan in, it's not opening? Oh, that's stupid. Oh, there. That was stupid. See, it looks like this. Then, I believe the Nukix, I had to freaking open it on a card for it to actually open. And lastly is the Blastwraith, which acts as its tail. If I can get it in. There we go. And now, if it opens, it should look... Oh my... This is actually... It's really infuriating to put this thing together. I can see why it didn't do well. Okay, now if I put it back on here, it should open. Stupid Beam Blitzer! Let's try it. There we go. And here we have Dragonoid Colossus in its full form.
Gun! This is Bakugan!
And now we're finally going to move on to Mectanium Surge. Probably what I have the most extensive collection, and probably one of my favorite collections of. We'll start off with the ones from the first half of Mectanium Surge, including... Again, I hate when they do that. There we go. Ventus Talion. The Ventus Bakugan partner to Shun, which takes on more of a ninja design than it does like actual wind, which is what they all start to do. Next up we have Subterra Volcanon, which can spin. It has a fully free spinning torso, which I bet makes it really good at Ring Around the Rosie. Then we have this Bakugan, which honestly, I'm not even sure what it is, but it also has like full free spinningness. Judging by that crown design, I'm assuming it's supposed to be like a version of Elfin that never got put into the series. And then we get to the big bad of the first half. We have... Yeah, this one's way too big to stand up on his own 2 feet. We have Raisinoid. This one was definitely one of my favorite Bakugan from that series, mostly just completely based on his design. I mean, look at this. How can you look at this and tell me it does not look absolutely menacing? He is, however, missing a little foot thing. So, what do? I have an Aquos one that's not missing a foot thing! This one is both feet, but it also has red eyes and yellow teeth. He really should brush more. As if I'm one to talk. They also have this little gimmick with, like, mutate morph Bakugan, if it'll stupid land correctly. There we go. Where, like, the top half was, like, one Bakugan, the bottom half was another, and they could be, like, separated. How did they separate again? Oh, like that. See, so you could, like, mix and match the bottom half of certain Bakugan and the top half of certain Bakugan. A gimmick that clearly never caught on. And honestly, I don't mind it never happening, and now he's gonna get Eiffel Towered by the 2 Raisinoids. That's all from the first half of Mectanium Surge. In the second half is when they introduced the Baku Sky Raiders. This was the gimmick where the Bakugan were able to jump, such as... Oh no, wait, this is the version that's not able to jump, hold on. Well, either way, this is Pyrus Fusion Dragonoid. This is one of the ones that should be able to jump, but I guess this specific one isn't a Sky Raider. But I do have one. And here he is, just watch this. Aw, he's camera shy. Here we go. This is Pyrus Fusion Dragonoid. And it looks like with Sky Raider Bakugan, the legs are like spring-loaded, which launches them into the air. That was definitely a cool little gimmick in my opinion. Another enemy Baku Sky Raider was this one right here. Wait, what? But why didn't he go jumpy jump? Why didn't he was supposed to go jumpy jump. This was supposed to spring him up in the air. Let's try that again. Come on, why are you not doing it? You're supposed to do it. Oh, it's broken. Oh, it did it right there. But this is Mutabrid, a Bakugan that's supposed to be a Cyclops, but for some reason has 2 antennae right here. And 2 eyes. I don't know how that makes sense. This was a Bakugan that only showed up for 1 episode. And this is Aragon. In the show, it was a Hay House Bakugan, but I honestly think this Aquos version looks far cooler and much more menacing. There were also some Bakugan from that series that weren't Sky Raiders, but I still thought were pretty cool, including this one right here. This is Pyrus Radisson. He's normally an Aquos Bakugan, and he was Marucho's partner Bakugan, so you know he's got a bit of a loud mouth. If it'll focus in on him. There we go. And the final Bakugan I have... Of course, why wouldn't it end this way? There we go. This guy right here, Ventus Wharton, who is supposed to be the wisest of all the known Bakugan, who's supposed to be all-seeing, all-knowing. And he looks this derpy. But the last little gimmick that Mectanium Surge had was the battle suits. This first one is called... Oh my freaking... This first one is called the Doomtronic, and look at this. Tell me you would not run in fear if you saw this coming right towards you. And this one, it doesn't even fit. There we go. Is Defendrix. This one is normally Pyrus and is used by Drago to fly into the air and defeat all of his enemies. And yep, this is pretty much my entire collection. I am quite a sad individual, and yes, I've accepted it. Yeah, so I took about 40 minutes out of my life to do all that, and I feel absolutely nothing. And not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure I got most of, if not all of these, from a friend in middle school who didn't want them anymore. And do you know what that cost me? Absolutely nothing! Well, I'm not going to say nothing. It cost me friends, sanity, my own self-worth, probably some other fourth thing that's really sad to reminisce in, but I'm going to go with that anyway. So sorry to take about 20 minutes out of your day with this, and if you managed to watch this far, congratulations, you're sad and pathetic like me. So until next time, not that I'm sure there's ever going to be a next time, I've been Floz MG, this has been whatever the hell this is, going over my Bakugan collection, and can't wait to see you on whatever the fuck bullshit I decide to do next. Bye!